There is a man who is trending on Facebook after parading that he had about 8 wives from the IPHC in a matter of 15 years. That was the post that I saw. And he kind of put them in a line, and you see him standing there with all the wives. 8 wives. 8. Makuluma. I don't know how many makulus is. Does it even reach makulu? You know, reading in Vernac is a bit of a hectic one. So about 8 wives. Now you'll know this is from the IPHC. IPHC, International Holiness Pentecostal Church. Now, funny enough, there's nothing holiness about this. There's nothing holiness about polygamy, particularly from a biblical perspective. You can justify it your way, but when you read the epistles to Timothy, the letters of Paul, it's very clear that a man is married to one wife. The idea of multiple wives is not a biblical one at all. Now, the IPHC somehow has the name holiness, was the title holiness in their thingy, while they go left from holiness. So I don't know how they resolve that one. But he posted that he had gotten these wives after so many years. I guess they were posing with other ladies or so forth from the church, and that was his post there. Says it's not AI, Holy Sabbath, Happy Sabbath, and he posted that right there. All right. Now, you'll know that in the IPHC church, there is actually a verse that they actually reference to kind of pin this idea of being married to up to 7 wives. This is what it says. Isaiah says that in that day, 7 women will take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and provide our own clothes. Just let us be called by your name and take away the disgrace. So you see right there, it's very clear this is not a marriage. Not a marriage. This is clearly a covenant to just remove disgrace. So that's the first thing that they missed there. So had the verse been read properly, the church would have not, because this is the foundation verse. This is a verse that the leader of the church actually quotes, even in his vision, the first vision. A proper reading of the verse does not bring you to the interpretation that you should have 7 wives. There's something that happens that causes people to want to remove the shame of not being. What it's actually about is the 7-year period, okay, when Israel is the evangelist that brings the gospel. Because remember, the church has been raptured, and now, since the church has been raptured, they're going through this 7-year period. But this does have a meaning to that particular time, because remember, a woman's survival was if she was under her household, meaning her father, or when she was under her husband. So being under someone was actually for survival. As a matter of fact, this is what you see when Jesus is about to die. You hear Jesus saying, son, here is your mother. Talking about his mother Mary. He literally hands the responsibility of Mary to a disciple. So this is a thing back in those periods when a woman was dependent, her survival. Nowadays you can go up, get a job anyhow and what else, but by this period, now it's actually what they say in there that's also very important to that period in the end time, the 7-year period, right? Now, not to say that the 7 women in the 7 years, no, but in the 7-year period, because remember, the church has been raptured. Now Israel, God is raising the 144,000 out of Israel to evangelize to the world. Listen to what the verse says here. So it says, we will eat our own bread. So you will notice this is contrary to the culture of the day. It's not that we are coming to be dependent on you. Now, why is that important? Eating our own bread could also symbolize cults. It could. We are brainstorming here. We are just talking. It's people that do not want to be Christian, but want to be close enough. Okay? People that want to be close enough to Christianity. So they mimic the system, but don't actually align with it. So we will eat our own bread. Jesus gives bread. Jesus is the bread. Here they say they will give their own bread. So they will align themselves with the right truth and so forth. And you'll remember there's also the 7 churches, right? There's all church's old message. So you see, so there's this church, it could symbolize a replication of people wanting to be associated to the church, because they want to eat. For that day when Isaiah is writing this is not the norm. So we will eat our own bread, because you will see also it says the remnant in Zion. A remnant in Zion. So the others are wanting to be attached to Israel in the period when it carries the truth. So the truth message of Jesus having died for mankind, now people want to make an association with that. So it could be that. Well, now we go on. Now it says, and we will eat our own bread, we'll provide our own clothes. So right there, you see it. According to the church, Christ gives us the robe of righteousness. Jesus gives us the robe of righteousness. So right there you see that them wanting to give their own clothes. They are not wanting to be clothed, but they have their own thing. They have their own thing. They have their own structure. Cult mentality. It's a cult mentality that is being talked about here. Just let us be called by your name. Just bear the name church. Just bear the name holiness. But we are actually not taking yours. We will have our own. The verse then says, take away our disgrace. So now that goes back to the marriage aspect of being wedded over, right? And so the verse is clearly talking about a period when Israel is in a position where truth is being found in her, right? But others want to be associated. Others want to be associated, and this association comes at the cost of not wanting to be aligned with the truth. That because if you even go further, right, if you go to a little bit further, verse number 2 actually says, on that the branch the branch of the Lord will be beautiful, glorious, and the fruits of the land will be the pride and glory of Israel's survivors. Whoever remains in Zion and whoever is left in Jerusalem will be called holy. So you see why it's not about, oh yeah, 7 women will be married to 7 to 1 man. It's a misunderstanding of the verse. The verse is talking about a period when people want to be just associated. Now, the interpretation that I'm giving, it's also just can be a secondary application, looking at the fact that by this period, when he is talking about those who survive in thingy, it's a period of judgment. And now the cults have risen and they want to just make an association. So the 7 wives thing, it's not about wives. Y'all tell me your thoughts, okay? We're talking here. We're talking. It's not something that I learned from my mentors or anything like that. I'm just saying, from reading this, the 7 wives are not. The 7 wives are not wives as in such. They sound like cults wanting to be associated to the church of the end time. We will take your name so that we can remove the shame. Right? But we'll eat our own bread. Now, Jesus gives bread. Why do you want to eat your bread? We will wear our own clothes, righteousness. They have their own version. Y'all tell me your thoughts. I thought that was quite an interesting one. It's Ricky. They just misunderstood the verse. Okay? Because for most of us, we also thought, Basadi, Basupa. Cults wanting to be associated with the truth in the end time. Y'all tell me your thoughts.